I'm Melanie Deziel. You can find me at melaniedeziel.com. I'm very Googleable, but mostly who I work with are folks who need to optimize their content processes. They're doing content, it's not working quite as well as they want, and I'm coming in to help them optimize process, team structure, and all that to make the content do what it needs to do. Because we all don't have enough time. We all don't have enough budget. We all don't have enough people to do the things we want to do.
And what I'm about to say is a compliment, but the first 3 seconds won't sound like one.
Okay.
So yesterday, you went back to the simplest stuff, Melanie. Mm-hmm. I was like inside, like, she's going to talk about this. This is kindergarten. We don't do it.
We don't.
We don't do it. So, Melanie, you don't have to say everything you said, but can you give me an overview? Just go for it.
Yeah.
You talked about the basics of content. Yeah. Recap what you told us yesterday.
Yeah, so basically what I talked about yesterday is the fact that we have processes around everything that we do, but when it comes to content, we think it's like a creative activity and we just like wing it. We just let everything fly, right? We just hope that inspiration comes when we need it. So I talked about how you can put process and systems around not just your operations, like how you're creating content, who's getting it when, but also around coming up with ideas, right? Like coming up with ideas can be a system and still have room for creativity, still have room for uniqueness. So we talked a lot about that. And we also talked about how to repurpose the content you're making, because there's so much pressure to just create more. And oftentimes you can just do more with the stuff you already have or do more with the stuff you're making rather than just trying to make it a volume game. Nobody's going to win on volume anymore.
Yeah, Neil Patel, who I'm sure you know the name, he said he spends, I don't know the number, but 87% of his time repurposing what he does, and the rest is barely new. My own team, she's been telling me, Ramon, we don't need new content. I'm like, yes, we do. She's like, no, we don't.
So much.
So we'll talk about that again, this aspect of, especially once you've been around for a while and you have content. Is that right with Neil and my team? What you're saying, just talk about that again, just repurpose it.
100%, yeah. If you've got a base of content, you've got like a library, a back catalog of podcast episodes, of blogs, of video, you have this rich tool that you can take advantage of. So we talked about different ways you can repurpose. Obviously, you could just repost the stuff if you want to share it again, but you can excerpt clips from it. You can take it and reformat it, right? You have a great video. Let's take the audio out and make use of that. Let's take stills and make use of those. And you can also find ways to just use it in an entirely different way that works for a different audience. So if you got something that's like your greatest hits, like it's working, it's converting, it's getting traffic, go ahead and see if you can find another way to kind of remix this slightly and have it appeal to a new group.
I love, as I'm thinking about it, I have a greatest hits. I have a top books for small business owners. Everybody loves it, but I'm out creating new stuff.
You got top books for small business owners. You could do it by specific type of small business, right? Like brick and mortar versus e-com. You can do it books by a certain type of author. If you want to do books by women and books by Black authors, you can do it based on the type of business, right? Like SEO books or marketing books.
She just hired Melanie.
I mean, there's a lot of options there, right? Take what's working and remix it.
Another thing I love that you had, Melanie, I think it was your session, I hope it was.
Yeah.
You had 100 ways. So
yeah.
That was baller. Can you, again, people can't see it right now, but I'm going to try to paint a picture. It was a diagram box of tic-tac-toe. Yeah. Can you recap as best you can verbally?
100%.
That was ninja. Talk about that.
So I talked about the system. It's called the Content Fuel Framework. It's what my first book is based on, is that system. So basically, when you're coming up with a content idea, we talked about 10 different focuses, so things your content could be about, like people, history, data, process. And then we talked about 10 different formats. That's the way you bring it to life. Infographic, writing, video, live video, audio. And you put them on a matrix across from each other. You got 10 focuses across the top. You got 10 formats down the side.
10 times 10 is 100?
It is.
It just hit me. Go ahead, Melanie. I'm sorry.
So you get 10 by 10, and that means 10 by 10, you get 100 different ways, all those different intersections as possible prompts for you. Not that you're going to create 100 pieces, but you're able to say, okay, I need some content for social media marketing world. What could I create while I'm here? Maybe I'll go with video and we'll talk to people. That's how you come up with a prompt, or you can do something else entirely. It's really just to get you off that like blank page moment where you're like, what am I going to make? Now you got 100 potential prompts right in front of you.
I love it. I want to go totally somewhere different topic.
Yeah.
And know what you think about this, and feel free to disagree. I think you will agree. But as a business owner myself, let's say I'm in plumbing, carpet laying, any other business.
Yep.
We're at social media marketing world. Is it fair to say that our marketers who we hire, our agencies, people like you people, that this is the stuff they should be bringing to us, that we should not, people can stop being so nervous about knowing all this, but the experts should know it. You get what I'm trying to get? It's a different topic, but
100%.
I know I should shoot video. But shouldn't the expert help me do all this? Talk about hiring that person.
100%. Well, it's funny, they say like the cobbler's children have no shoes. A lot of times the marketing experts you work with, their own marketing may be slacking a bit because we're helping everybody else, right? And you should be able to do the same thing. If you are an expert plumber, you need to be hanging out with pipes, not hanging out with posts, right? That's not where your genius is being. It's not your zone of genius.
Did she say zone of genius?
I didn't even do it. I didn't even need to. It just happened. So it's not your zone of genius, right? Focus on the things that you are uniquely good at and find the experts who can help you do this other stuff so that you can really make better use of your time and we can make use of our skills to help you do that.
I love it. Melanie Deziel, one more time, give us how to reach you, who you are, what you do. I got one or two more questions for you, but one more time.
Absolutely. So MelanieDeziel.com. You can find me on anywhere on social that you like to hang out. I've got 2 books out, The Content Fuel Framework and Prove It, exactly how modern marketers earn trust. And you can find me wherever you hang out online. I'm probably there.
And definitely get the book. Definitely follow Melanie. She's gangsta, knows her stuff for sure. If you like me, you're probably going to unfollow me just like her, but that's okay. It happens all the time. Melanie, help us understand 1 or 2 things you've learned here in social media marketing world. One thing that came for me is that our friend Mike Stelzner, he talked today in the keynote, Melanie, really good. I think he gave us hope. He said we're always going to be disruptive. AI and things. And I felt he was saying calm down and just get ready for it. That's what I took.
Yeah.
Can you, your version of that, what did you hear from that? What did you talk about?
So in content, we always have panic whenever there's like a new format, like, oh, AI is coming, like what's it going to do for content? Or TikTok's out, what does that do for content? There's always this panic. The reality is the tools we use will change, right? The formats are going to change, the way we bring our content to life, but at the core of all of it is quality storytelling and connecting with your audience. So regardless of what shape it's showing up, you still got to focus on those basics, understand storytelling, understand how to provide value, and you're going to thrive no matter what tools are top of mind.
I love it. This is Ramon Ray, zoneofgenius.com. Thank you, Zoho Social, for letting us use your booth. By the way, is there anything else you wanted to say? I realized how rude was I? Did you want to add anything else, Melanie, or did I? Okay.
I mean, we covered the good stuff. I think the one thing I always love to impart on everyone is that you absolutely are creative. I think as a society, we've sort of made it seem like there's only a certain group of people. Like if they've got the sneakers on, they got the leather pants, they got color in their hair, that's the creative folks, and I'll stay over here in my suit. But the reality is everyone is creative. We all have this talent. You just need a system to access it when you need to use it.
I love it.